Good evening, family. It's your girl checking in, trying to see how you guys are doing. Want to find out how everybody was doing on this eighth day of the new year. Trying to see what you guys are working on and how is it coming and how's your mindset going and how is your scheduling on the things you want to do going. I was talking to a couple of friends this weekend, and we were just really level setting about expectations and where normally I don't subscribe to expectations from other people, I have to put the point in that we must set boundaries, which is a little bit different than expectations, right? And we must set realistic boundaries depending on the situation or the person. You can't expect a person to give you something that they absolutely don't have. And if you know that they don't have it and you still decide to intertwine your life, however that may look like friendship, children, spouses, work relationships, business relationships, anything, if you continue to engage with that person, knowing that they have, and we all have them, shortcomings and flaws and all those things. But I'm not talking about the everyday little things, the nuances, but I'm talking about big stuff that we know about people, and we really stay with them expecting them to change, and they just may not be able or capable or really want to change. And after a while, we're responsible for how they treat us and what we do and what we get. And so we have to, if we decide, and a lot of people might not even like this, but a lot of people do this, we decide that we're going to accept this thing. And even though it might, let me start over. And even though it may not be what you as an individual think that person deserves or needs or looks like or should have, that person has made a decision to continue in the ship that they're in. So, with that said, I want to give you a couple of tidbits on how you can change the narrative to that. If you have someone in your life that we can't throw away a person for the 20% that bother us and ignore the 80%. Um, and even though you may say in your mind that you're not accepting just 80%, you want 100%, that's unrealistic for the most people. And I've spoken to a lot of people, and I've never spoken to a person that said that there is absolutely nothing they don't like about their mate or somebody they're with, or that, there's always something that may aggravate you about a person. They're not perfect. We're not perfect. No one's perfect. But what happens is we tend to focus on the few little things or the one thing or the 10 things, it could be anything that we don't like about a person or that we're not satisfied with or that we don't want to accept. And we waste time throwing away the other percent that's good for us. Or if you haven't, especially as women, if we haven't decided that we're going to make a change or leave or why are we wasting time doing stuff like blocking guys and not talking to them and going out without having girl time and all these other things, when all the reality is you just really want that person to change. And the only way for you to have that person if that person cannot change and you have decided subconsciously, because that's what we're doing, if a year from now and 2 years from now and 3 years from now or 3 years ago you're still saying the same thing that you're saying now, it's still 2024 and you're still doing it, then let's level set. Let's figure out what we can do to really have peace with what we have received, what we're getting, even if it. What I want us to learn how to do is really, really accept people for who they are until we're ready to do something else or until they change. So the one thing we need to do is we need to stop looking outward to figure out what their problem is and find out how to change it. What we need to do is need to look inward, and we need to pray more, and we need to show them by example how you want to be treated, how things should look to you, and do that regardless of what the other person is doing. You want to be who you are, and you want to set an example, and you want to show that this is the way I act, and I would like for you to mimic that or be in agreement with it or come to some kind of narrative that we can both agree on. You have to be the same way you are. So you can't be like, 5 days I'm gonna be okay, I'm gonna be cool, I'm not gonna say nothing, in the 10th day you spazzing out. because then that confuses the other person, and then they say, well, this is why I don't change, or this is why I act this way, or why should I, because it's working for me. If it's working for them, they're not going to want to change, right? So we have to, and I'm not saying that be a doormat or let people walk all over you. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is accept people that you love how they are for where they are at the time. And you have to continue to pray, and you have to stand by them until they're ready to make a change, until they elevate, until they get to a place where you both agree that this is the kind of behavior that we want to have, or accept it. If you're not going to move on, stop subjecting people to your woe is me and accept it. It's really just that simple. If you're not ready to make a move or do anything about it, don't live in misery or make that other person miserable. If you have decided that you're not ready to leave or move on, or when I say we just so quick to cut people off, but if you're going to stay and not cut someone off, don't be. I don't want us to live in misery while we're laying in wait, or waiting for the prayer to come, or waiting for the manifestation to come that we're asking for. And also, too, I want us to be more inward. God is going to give us the desires of our heart. And if this person is meant for you, or this is what you want, and it's aligned with God, what God wants for you, then continue to pray. Don't try to force them to be somebody that they're not. Continue to pray that God softens their heart. Give it over to God so God can get them to where they need to be. Show them the light that's in you that makes them want to give you the best of themselves. Because sometimes what they might think is they might think they're fine. And they might say, well, let me give you an example. I was talking to one of my friends, and he was just like, he was like, I talked to my girl, and, we just had a really bad argument. It was really, really bad, and it got really, really nasty and really dirty. And he was like, I said some things and she said some things. And so I just asked him, I said, well, what happens if next time you talk to her and you don't say no things? What if you tell I heard the things that you tell me, and you say, hey, this is where I am. And when they start doing all the stuff that they do and going all off and jumping all out, or, not agreeing with you or coming up with something different than what you're saying, what if you just say, okay, baby, let's do that. I understand how you feel. I don't really agree with it, but let's try your way. What if we did that? And what if we did that instead of just fighting against the norm? What if we did that? What if we listened to the stuff that they want us to change as opposed to stuff we want them to change, and we just did that? What if we really just let people be who they are, and they will elevate on their own? Each person is going to elevate. Changes and that is inevitable. But if you really love someone, you can't just throw them away for this 20% that they can't do right. You got to really focus on the 80% instead of saying, you know what, that he didn't take the garbage out. Well, I appreciate that he took it out last week, and maybe he'll take it out next week. We really have to just let people be who they are, and let them elevate at their own pace. Your elevation might be rapid, and their elevation might be at a snail's pace. They might be at a sloth's pace. Who knows? But don't live yourself in misery while you're. With that said, I want to encourage you guys to pray from a place of for them, not for them to be the best mate for you, but for them to be the best person for themselves, so you can see growth in them, so you can see elevation in them, so that they can see things clearly. And then ask God to get them around people. I say this before, that we have to get around the right advisors. Who is in your room? Are they in rooms with people who will teach them to be better? Are they in rooms with people other than you who will show them what greatness looks like? Are they in rooms with people, or are y'all just sitting in the house all day just amongst each other? Don't go out and meet people and go to mixers and do stuff like that, so you can see different kind of people, and stop always being around people that just look like you, because that's comfortable, right? But sometimes we got to get people that are different minded, though like minded, meaning they have maybe a different view, they may be a different culture, they may be doing things differently, but they all want the greatest for themselves, and they all want to elevate, and they all want to do something. And we got to get not just us in the right room, but we got to get our mates in the right room, so they can be able to grow and elevate as well. With that said, I really, really want 2024 to really be great for everyone. And one of the things that we have to do is we have to stop living in a fantasy. We really have to live in reality. Now, I'm not saying not to dream. I'm not saying not to want more. I'm not saying not to strive for better. I'm not saying just because they not moving, you can't move. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that don't be miserable in the laying in the wait. Don't make yourself miserable while you're anticipating a change. Don't make yourself miserable saying, oh, I can't wait till this happens. Just wait till it happens in your heart and keep moving. Keep showing them the greatness of you, and sooner or later that'll come around, or you will be released from it. And you won't have to do the same thing in 2024 as you did in 2023 and 2025. That's really what I want us to do. I've talked to so many people, and they've already started off doing the same thing. And why do we want to do the same? Why put off tomorrow what you can do today? But if you can't do it today, then ask God to give you peace and serenity while you're waiting. That's really the point that I want to make for today. So I hope you guys got a little something from that. It's just something that I'm talking about, but I really want us to do, like I said, I want us to be better in 2024. And right now, I have a couple people that I've talked to and a couple things that I've seen on the Instagram and news and stuff, and it looks like we're starting doing this. We're doing the same thing, and we just really want to get a different mindset. And if you are the person that you have a mate that's asking you to change, that's always on you, how about you just listen to the passion and not the problem? How about you listen to what they may need and what you're not getting or you have to do? It's okay for you to give a person something that they want that you may not totally agree with or feel like doing, because you want your household to be whole. You want to be in a united front. So if you are the person that's on the other side, and you might not admit it to nobody, but in your mind you know who I'm talking to, do the same thing. Start to change those things yourself for them. But I guarantee you, it's great for you as well. Unless it's gonna hurt you, then don't do it. But you know what I'm saying. Um, I'm really praying for you guys. I love you guys. I gotta get on here. I got all these. I gotta get to my shop. I got my Shopify account. I got my TikTok account, and today I'm working on doing my digital downloads for my Katie account. So I'm focused on doing something great for myself. I'm focused on bringing these in streams of income in. I got on my calendar. I have been making money every day, like. All my little gig work, but I'm trying to get some residual income coming in. I'm working on it, and I'm writing down. I'm taking photographs, and I am documenting everything that I'm doing, because when it busts down, I want to be able to tell each person how to get it done step by step by step, because it's very important that I want to make sure that I show you that I practice. I'm sorry, I got cut off. I'm practicing what I preach, and we want you guys to do whatever it looks like to you. Practice what you preach. Also, did y'all get y'all? Did y'all get y'all diaries or notebook or something that you can write your ideas down in, that you can write your feelings down in? Did you guys get these? Did y'all go to my shop and get this? I'm gonna link it in the description in this video when I edit it, because you gotta have one of these. This is really gonna change your life. Anyway, as I say, I love you guys. I'm always praying for you guys. I'm always thinking about the best for you guys. If you have any questions, or if you want to talk, or if you have any ideas, please feel to inbox me. It's QWNBE at all of them social medias. Queen B at AOL, Outlook, Gmail. I'm on TikTok, Queen B 35. I'm on Instagram. I'm on YouTube. Contact me. Let's just chop it up. I love you guys. Peace.